All right, so the real question is, do you actually value your health? And the reason I really want to talk about that is because I feel like one of the main things I hear from people as an excuse on why they're not taking care of their health is either too expensive to eat healthy, it's too expensive to get a trainer. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's necessarily the cost that's the issue. I think it's them seeing the value in it that is an issue. And we're gonna talk about this today as I make my breakfast. We're gonna make some egg whites with some eggs, some diced up potatoes with some cheese. Now listen, I'm not taking away from the fact that obviously there is a cost to eating a little bit healthier. There is a cost to hiring a personal trainer and a coach. But a lot of times I find that it's not necessarily the cost that is holding people back. It's just how much they value that in comparison to other things in their life. I see the same people that complain about groceries being too expensive or eating healthy being too expensive also spend anywhere between $20 to $40 a day on fast food. So that perfect example right there, to me, it shows that they value the convenience of fast food way more than they value getting quality food from the grocery store and prepping it themselves. Or the same people that talk about how expensive it is to hire a personal trainer or coach are also going to the club and spending $60 to $100 on drinks for one day. So that right there shows to me that they value social time and buying drinks way more than they value somebody actually helping them achieve their goals and get healthier. So yes, while there is obviously a cost to grocery shopping, there is a cost to hiring a trainer, there is a cost to going to a gym that has a community that is supportive and is going to help you and hold you accountable in reaching your goals and becoming a healthier version of you. You will only be able to or be willing to pay that cost if you truly value what's on the other side of those things. I'll use one of our members for example, right? When she first came to me and she was trying to sign up for personal training, obviously there's a value to hiring a trainer and her achieving her goals, which by the way, now she has lost 100 pounds and is continuing to keep it off after working with us for a couple years. And when we first talked about it, right, the first thing she said to me, right, as we talked about pricing, we talked about the things that she was going to have to start buying when it comes to meal prep, food, all that stuff, right? She literally said, okay, perfect. So I can cut off my DirecTV, which was costing her about $200 a month, and a couple other streaming services, and she narrowed it down to one. So she ended up saving $300 on streaming services, and that alone right there paid for her personal training and whatever, right? But what I'm saying is she saw the value in the coaching much more than keeping a service that she said she was really not using very much and that wasn't really moving her closer to her goals anyways. I also want to share with you guys, if you do not use seasoned salt on your potatoes, you're missing out on some fire potatoes. But just like that instance right there of her seeing the value in the coaching over her streaming services, right? How many times have you yourself seen the value in something so much that you're willing to let go of some things that maybe you're not using or maybe you shouldn't be doing, right? To actually go and be able to afford that other thing. That's because you valued that more than those other things that you had to let go of. So yes, you may have to sacrifice some things, right? Or let go of some things that are just not aligned with those things you're trying to achieve when it comes to your health and fitness. And I'm not saying forever, right? But just make the investment so that you can start moving in the right direction, right? And then you can get those streaming services back after you've achieved your goal and that coach has helped you build that lifestyle. And now this value thing doesn't really only apply to money, guys. It also applies to your time, right? How many times have you made the excuse of saying, I just don't have enough time to exercise, or I just don't have enough time to blah. And it's not that you don't have the time, you just don't value making the time for that thing enough for you to sacrifice from other things. Maybe not scrolling on social media as much. Maybe not watching, what is that show now? I think it's like Love Island or something like that. If you think about it, those episodes are an hour long. That is an hour long gym session. Say you only go to the gym for 30 minutes and you only watch half of the episode, you watch the other half the next day. But that's you valuing your health and fitness more than watching that show. So as we started the video, right, the question that I want you to ask yourself is, do I value my health and fitness as much as I should? And if your current answer is no, I would like to encourage you to ask yourself why you don't value it that much. Listen, I know it's hard. I know it takes time. I know it can be a little inconvenient because you have to cook your own food and weigh it and do all these things, right? But I'll tell you guys what, man, I value me living for a long time, independently, healthy and fully capable, more than not making the time or not valuing the time to make this stuff. Not valuing being blessed enough to be able to buy these groceries so that I can keep my body healthy and working optimally. Also, jalapeno ketchup, I'm telling you, this stuff, fire. So long story short, guys, I just want to say, right, stop saying you can't afford something, right? And instead start saying, I just don't value it enough. Because even just changing that wording for yourself, it makes you think differently. And same when you say you don't have time for something, right? Same thing. Just say, I just don't value it enough to make the time for it. I'll use our 5 a.m. Crew for example, right? It's not easy to wake up and go to the gym at 5 in the morning. I know that. It takes waking up early. It's not the most convenient thing anybody could do, right? But they value their health enough to get into the gym at 5 in the morning, right? So that they can get their activity and their exercise out of the work and they can go into their day and perform even better because of what they've already done. So the next time you go to say, I don't have time, I don't have the money, right? I can't afford it. I want you to ask yourself, is it really that I don't have the time? Is it really that I can't afford it? Or is it just that I don't value it enough to be able to sacrifice in other areas so that I can afford it? So I'll tell you what, in my time of coaching, I've seen people from all different realms and areas of life make it happen because they valued it enough. Students, single moms, people that have 2 jobs, or people that take care of a whole family. And it was only because they valued it enough. Now peep out this fire breakfast. We got whites, eggs. So we got 300 grams of egg whites, 3 eggs, 300 grams of potatoes, 28 grams of Mexican cheese, 50 grams of jalapeno ketchup, and 100 grams of mixed melon. I'm telling y'all, this breakfast is about to be fire. But anyways, I hope today's message was helpful, guys. And if it was, shoot me a comment down below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, man, get in here, subscribe, become a part of the Becoming 1% Better community. And as I say all the time, just get out there and get 1% better every single day. Love y'all.